back live tonight here on In Focus, and thanks for staying on. City of eThekwini Mayor Kaunda told a business gathering in Durban that the metro is stable despite the disruptive protests by municipal workers. To date, police have made 13 arrests. For more on the situation on the ground in KwaZulu-Natal's only metro municipality, the Executive Mayor, Kaunda, joins us now. Mayor, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this evening. Of course, I'm sure you know, being quite active on the social media spaces, that the clip that is doing the rounds right now is a clip of yourself telling Samwu that what they are doing is treasonous. They are to come on the media and tell the people the strike is off. But generally, you are calling off the meeting and you're not in discussions with them anymore. Is that the state of affairs at the moment between yourself and the union?
Yeah, firstly, Thabo, let me start by expressing our apology to the residents of eThekwini. We humbly ourselves and apologize. They don't deserve this. They are really denied access to services by an illegal industrial action, which is unprotected. So therefore, we have directed our efforts to restore services to communities, but we are still experiencing challenges. When Samwu says that they are not on strike, but their workers, they are still blocking people who want to work and who want to service our communities, especially when they talk about health facilities. Clinics have been shut down. When they talk about access, they are denied access to water and electricity. So we view that as an element of sabotage and this criminality. As a city, we view this as also, it equates to treason, because at the end of the day, the residents of eThekwini pay for these services and they deserve better than what they are getting right now.
What is Samwu saying about these events of violence and intimidation which you are raising with them? Are they admitting that they are part of that sabotage, as you call it?
Yeah, look, we have obtained a special court interdict which prohibits any intimidation and also the disruption of activities and operations of the municipality, destruction of our infrastructure, which then limits the access to services. So they are on denial, but we are saying that we are a city with CCTV cameras, which have shown us the number of people who are embarked on this illegal action, and we have already taken action against those. The city manager is leading his team to ensure that those who are found to be beating other workers, they are seen in our cameras. Some have been arrested, 20 have been suspended from the city, and we continue to ensure that we have made a call to the city manager that by tomorrow, by end of business, he needs to issue a very clear directive through the legislative framework that everyone must report at work. Failure to do that, there'll be consequences and there'll be some dismissals.
So over the weekend, the eThekwini regional chair of Samwu saying that the workers' main demand is that they be paid in line with Category 10 municipal workers. What's your position as the metro on that?
Clause 10 of the main collective agreements dictates and also identify the issues which are at a level of the National Bargaining Councils and also the issues that can be entertained at the local bargaining councils. So the issues they are raising, there are two issues. Firstly is the category of the municipality. Secondly is the wage cap. Those issues are already scheduled. There have been some disputes at a national level. We are represented by SALCA as eThekwini municipality and all other cities. Some of these disputes were the views which were different between the unions which represent workers. But we are happy that those negotiations are now being recalled on the 11th to the 13th of March. They'll be resuming such negotiations, and we are happy about that. So what we can do as a city is to recall those negotiations and bring them down to our level, which is not going to happen, which is also not in accordance with the legislative framework, which really allow workers to be represented in different bargaining councils.
Yeah. So are you still at the negotiating table?
For now, the matter at a national level where it is being handled, because this is a national competence, the meeting will be convened on the 11th to the 13th. That's where negotiations will proceed. But at our level, we are saying we're not going to be entertaining these issues. All what we can deal with are the local issues, which they are not putting them as a priority. So therefore, our focus now is to restore services, is to ensure that our workers are escorted by police and law enforcement agencies, and we bring about the stability in our city, and we start ensuring that people, they really get what they deserve, and there is value for money that they are paying us through rates, through electricity, as well as other tariffs that we charge them.
Are you not concerned that your hard stance could jeopardize your political alliance?
As a mayor, I think I'm one of those mayors who have been opening his doors, and they know that I've been meeting with them all the time. When they contact me, I avail myself because I value their contribution. They are an important stakeholder in running our municipality. So therefore, we respect them. But what we can't do is to tolerate legal action that they are embarked on, is to tolerate criminality, is to tolerate sabotage of our infrastructure, which denies our people services that they deserve. So that we are not agreeing. There we are having our own stance that says that let's stick to the law. We are not a lawless city. Let us be guided by the legislative framework that guides our existence.
So what's the financial implication of this strike since the 27th up until this point?
Our teams are still quantifying the impact, economic impact, but if you look at how services are being disrupted, you talk about schools that some of them have also shut down, and there are hospitals without services, which we are now working flat out to restore those services, looking at the businesses that are also operational in the city. So it's huge. Therefore, we'll also be putting all these claims to those who are involved, because these damages, somebody should take responsibility about this negligence that people are putting in respecting the laws of our country, and also ensuring that the city is run and we provide services to our residents.
So one of your residents says this issue of water being cut, electricity being cut, is affecting their child at school. The school had to close at 10, and they are in the middle of writing their first term assessments. Tell me about how you are intervening and the relevant departments, particularly at that level.
On Sunday, we had a visit by all ministers of JCPS, the Security Cluster, Minister of Police, Defense, Minister of Justice, Minister of Home Affairs, Minister of Finance, Minister of Transport, and the Minister of Intelligence. And they are all here to support us as a city to ensure that we make sure that there is stability in how the city operates, but they are not going to be interfering with the issues on the table of the bargaining council, but they are here to protect the lives of people, because this also threatens the security of the state. Once you interfere, you go and chase people who must open water valves, and you go out, you interfere, you close water valves and electricity, you intimidate people, you shot at some of the employees who were shot last week. So that on its own, it shows it's an act of sabotage, and it should be treated as such, and whoever who is involved must face consequences. We are not going to be compromising anything. Those who are involved, who are working parallel with the laws, they must know that we are not a lawless city, we are not a lawless country. Those laws must be applied to them. The principle of no work, no pay has been applied, but we are also working with all law enforcement agencies, especially to expedite the restoration of services, to escort our employees who are working hard. As we speak right now, they are on the ground trying to restore these services, because that is our action that we have decided that it is a priority. Within these 2 days, today and tomorrow, we need to restore services to our communities. Therefore, we appeal to committee members that staging a public protest whilst we are still on the recovery mood, also putting all our efforts together to restore services, that is going also to be disrupting our own restoration process. So we appeal to communities to work with us. We appeal to them. We apologize for the longevity of this illegal and unprotected strike. But at the end of the day, we are going to win. We are going to exert the authority of the state. No one is above the law, and people have got the rights. The Constitution gives them the access, the right to access water and quality water.
So you've got access to CCTV footage and other footage of damage to property and the individuals involved. So the first question is, what is going to happen to those who are involved in that untoward behavior? But two, who is going to be held liable for the damages?
Firstly, our CCTV cameras, as we launched them in December, they are working properly and they are showing us faces, and people have been identified. Some have been arrested. Arrest will also continue because we want to see consequences in this action. But who will be liable for all this is the union which organized this strike, which is Samwu.
So you will be taking them to court and claiming these damages as a city?
Definitely, when there are damages and whatever that we have lost as a city, that must be paid by those who are organizers of the strike. And there is no mercy when it comes to that, because we are a law society, and so we need to be really binding ourselves with all the pieces of legislation that govern our existence. So if we break them, there must be consequences.
Executive Mayor of the City of eThekwini, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on.